everyone, it's Becky here. As you know, recently I've been doing quite a lot of videos on IBS and my stomach and all that rubbish. And so today I thought I'd just talk about pain and IBS pain and what it feels like and how lovely it is, or not. Basically, I thought it would be a good idea to have a chat about this just so that I can tell you a bit about like what I mean by pain and discomfort and everything, just so that you guys can, if you also get it, you can think, right, my pain isn't that dissimilar from her pain, or oh god, mine's really different, or I don't know. I just thought it would be a good thing to do because I get pain all the time, and so it's kind of like part of my life, and for me to not like splurt out like about the pain is kind of weird because it's such a massive part of my life. So that's what I'm going to do today. Pain! So there is a few types of IBS pain. Firstly, IBS pain when I've eaten something that I really shouldn't have eaten. So obviously I try not to do this very often. It's usually not something that I even do intentionally. But for instance, like the other day, I was making a gluten-free cake for my mum for Mother's Day, and I just had to put my finger in the bowl and eat some of the cake mix like we all did when we were kids. And I instantly, like literally instantly regretted it. My stomach started just spazzing out and I get such pain in the upper part of my abdomen. Like, I don't know what that is. I think that's where your stomach is and stuff. But yeah, it was just ridiculous and I just start to bloat and I can't really stand up properly and it's horrible. It's literally so horrible. And one of the things that I always find really weird and that other people don't seem to understand, and I don't really understand, is that the pain sometimes is almost instant. Like, it feels like it's only just touched my tongue and I've only just swallowed it and I'm instantly getting awful pains, which doesn't really make sense to me because I thought it was all about like you have to like digest it and it has to go through your system. But for me, I don't know about you, but when I eat something that I shouldn't, IBS seems to just like rage immediately. It's like really angry. It's like a horrible person and it just goes mad like straight away. I don't know if it's something that's just psychological and I just think, oh god, I've eaten something I shouldn't and therefore I get a stomachache, but it doesn't really feel like that because sometimes it happens when I don't know I've eaten something wrong, but the pain is literally instant and it's horrible. I mean, it's really, really not very nice when, like, for instance, you're going to work or just going out, like going to the theatre or something like that, and you're wearing something relatively tight and you literally look pregnant. Like, there's no way around it, you literally look pregnant. And I mean, I don't know why I use sort of wearing tight clothes as an example, because even when I wear fairly loose clothes, like I have a pair of jeans which are probably a couple of sizes too big for me, but when I bought them, I must have been like really bloated from IBS because they felt fine at the time. And now, when I'm not having an IBS attack, they're incredibly loose, but then give it 5 minutes of having an IBS attack and suddenly they're the tightest things on earth. And it's just really rubbish. Like, you can't even you don't know what size you are in clothing because like 1 minute you're this size, the next minute you're 3 sizes bigger in trousers just because your stomach is like a bit pregnant. And that's pretty grim and pretty depressing. And I mean, it's not very good for people mentally. I'm pretty much over that now and I don't care. I'll go into a shop and buy trousers that are 3 sizes bigger than what I actually am and I don't care. But it's not very nice for people to deal with that and I completely get you if you're like that. I mean, when I say it mentally affects you, it really, really does. It kind of makes me feel like I'm fat. And I have to tell myself that, no, you're not fat. I mean, your eyes sort of tell everything. And if you look in the mirror and you've got like a stomach out like that when you don't usually, you instantly think, Christ, I'm fat. I really am. And it's a horrible thing. I know it shouldn't really like affect me, but it does. It makes me feel really rubbish about myself and is a constant like battle that I have to be like having an IBS attack, telling myself I'm not fat, like getting Mark to tell me, no, you're not fat, and it's just a nightmare really. It's not fun. Not fun to think that you're fat all the time. Like, I kind of know I'm not fat, but then my eyes tell me that I'm fat and then my brain tells me I'm fat. It's just a horrible little cycle and I'm sure some of you like recognise that as well. Right, so I've talked about IBS pain that I have when I've eaten something that I shouldn't, but that doesn't mean that I don't get IBS pain the rest of the time. I mean, I get IBS pain obviously when I'm a bit stressed about things. That sort of pain often is like really shooting pains, so like cramps and stuff. Like if I'm a bit nervous about something. I remember a few years ago when I was doing an interview with a band that I really liked. Just before the interview I was a bit nervous and everything, and I got the most ridiculous cramps that were pretty much debilitating, and I felt like I had to sit down and it was awful, and it kind of ruined the whole situation because I was so excited about it. And I think that was it. It's not even when you're nervous in a negative way, it's like when I'm just excited about something, that can give me pain. So if something really good is going to happen, my IBS just goes mad and decides to make me in pain, which is stupid. As well as that, even when I'm not stressed and when I haven't eaten something that I shouldn't have, I just get pain generally. Like, IBS is just a complete bitch. It really hurts you like all the time. I could have eaten something that is completely fine and I know doesn't hurt my stomach, but like I can eat a really small amount. I mean a really small amount, and suddenly I feel incredibly full, and that full feeling will not go away for a very, very long time. Like other people would be onto their next meal or onto their next course or something, and I'm still freaking like so full. Like I can eat a bowl of cereal sometimes. 9 times out of 10 it's fine, but the other time I'm just so bloated and like ridiculous, and it's just, I feel awful. And you know what it's like when you feel really full. Like when you go out for a big meal, a big celebratory meal, and you're really looking forward to it and everything, and then at the end of it, it's like, oh my God, I'm so full. I can get that after eating just a bowl of frickin' cereal, and it's a joke. It's so stupid. Even when like I'm satisfied and it's not due to the food I ate last and it's not because I'm hungry, just randomly I'll be going for a walk and it's like, oh my God, what has happened here? What has happened here? Oh, and another thing, see, I'm going off on a tangent here because it's like IBS and pain is my life, but I often, like, I don't know if this is normal or not, or it makes me seem lazy, but often in the evenings, after work, after dinner, we sit down and watch telly, and halfway through the TV programme we're watching, even if it's interesting, I fall asleep. I just can't help it. I nap in the evenings essentially, only for a little while, but I do. And even if I've just gone to sleep for like half an hour, sometimes I wake up with the worst pain ever. I don't know if anyone else gets this, but it's absolutely ridiculous. Like sometimes I've had to like call Mark from upstairs and he's had to help me up to bed, and there's absolutely no reason why. When I went to sleep, I felt 100% fine, and I wake up and my stomach has cramped up and it's like all knotted and twisted and evil and horrible, and it's just like getting bigger and bigger. And if you felt it, it's just so solid. It doesn't feel soft at all. It just feels like, I don't know, if someone punched me in the stomach at that point, I think I might like die, or at least be sick. It's absolutely horrible. And also I probably hurt the other person's hand because it's so freaking rock solid. It's horrible. So yeah, any time of day, it doesn't matter when it is, it doesn't matter if I'm hungry, not hungry, there's pain. So I've said this before, but IBS really does affect every aspect of my life. It's ridiculous. For instance, the whole thing of having a full-time job and having IBS. It's like IBS in itself is a job, because I don't feel like you can't have 2 full-time jobs at the same time. And you can't really have a full-time job and a part-time job. It's just really difficult. And I feel like IBS, it's not literally a full-time job. It's not as hard as my full-time job is, but I'd say it's a pretty intensive part-time job. And to have those 2 together is literally impossible. Like, in my head, I kind of feel sometimes like, is it okay that I take days off my full-time job because of my IBS? And it's not really, so I never do. But that means that I just sit at work at my desk in absolute agony, feeling really crap, knowing that I'm not working as efficiently as I could do because, you know, I'm in pain, and you literally cannot work when you're in pain. So yeah, it's just horrible. I just feel like I'm not doing as well as I possibly could, all thanks to that stupid bitch IBS, and that just makes me really angry. And it's not just at work, it's like in every social situation. I just don't feel like I want to be there because of my IBS. It might be that I'm having an IBS attack, even things that I really do want to go to, I kind of know, well, it's going to be spoiled because of IBS. It's not just the fact that I can't eat half of the things at a social occasion, it's the fact that I'm going to be in pain and therefore I'm going to be miserable, because one thing I definitely find is that, for instance, when I wake up in the morning, I'm generally like feeling pretty good. I don't usually get too much IBS issues in the morning, but by lunchtime, I can often be a completely different person because the pain is starting to kick in and I'm just so much less like enthusiastic about life. I just feel a lot more down and a lot more just like, leave me alone. Let me and IBS fight it out and everyone else in the world just leave me alone. And that's a really horrible thing because I am a really social person. I like to be around other people. I like to just enjoy life, and I find IBS just takes that away from me a little bit, which, you know, it's not fair. Right, I apologise if this video has been fairly depressing. I mean, pain isn't the best topic to talk about. It's not something that you talk about or think about when you want to be happy, but I just thought it was really important because from my previous IBS videos, I found that a lot of people have really sort of taken to them and really enjoyed them, and I've had loads of comments where people have said, you know, I don't feel so alone, thanks so much for doing this video. So obviously I'm going to continue them because that makes me feel like really happy that in a way I haven't literally helped your IBS, but I've just made you feel a bit more, I don't know, happy about it in a way that you literally are not the only person in the world that suffers like that. And if you twist that around as well, I really enjoy making these videos because of the comments, because it makes me feel not alone, because I suddenly realised that, oh, that it's not just me, I'm not the only one suffering. Like, so many times I read the comments and I read them to Mark and I say, look, this person said this, 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 this and this. And he's like, it sounds like you. And it really does. Like, there's so many things that I can relate to and you can relate back. And I've even seen people in the comments like talking to each other and stuff, which is really, really cool. So thanks for commenting and watching these videos, because it's actually made a huge difference to me mentally, and just making me feel like I am not alone. IBS won't win, we win. Yeah, so if you've enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up, like it, and then also subscribe to my channel. Take a look back at some of the other IBS videos I've done, and look forward to some more in the future, because IBS is kind of forever, so I guess I'm gonna be doing some more IBS videos. Yay! See you later, guys. Bye!